Operative Graves reporting in. Researcher, I hope things are well. At our last briefing, our Department of Truths and Reconciliations initiated Protocol 12 on Captured Anomaly 7019. John Volpes, Commander of Mobile Task Force Epsilon 11, Nine-Tailed Fox. The procedure was effective. He screamed, then he begged, then he complied. Volpes relinquished his command credentials, granting us unrestricted access to the Foundation's Mobile Task Force database via the SCIP network. What we found was worth the cost. Coordinates confirmed for the Foundation's centralized MTF training facility, the Crucible, where the majority of the operatives are forged before deployment. 1 hour outside the Yuma Proving Ground along the Arizona-California border, Delta Command has authorized a full-scale joint operation assault. Chaos Team, Delta 6, Shock and Awe will spearhead the offensive. Overwhelming infantry, supported by strategic artillery and sustained bombardment, delivered by our Sunder-class EF-45s, the most advanced esoteric combat aircraft in our arsenal. Chaos Team, Mu-1, main characters, our premier type greens, will neutralize high-value targets and secure anomalous assets. And Chaos Team Phi-9, False Flag, will already be inside, embedded ahead of the assault, disguised as Foundation operatives. When the attack begins, they will turn, sowing confusion, panic, and friendly fire from within. The Foundation trains its soldiers there. We intend to break them there. Mobilization is underway. Further updates on operational success will follow. That concludes today's briefing. Take a seat while I access the archive. Today, we're covering SCP-4776, Level 4/4776, Classified, Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-4776's positional data is printed on a small index card and stored within a high-security object vault at Site-49. SCP-4776-1 is recorded in the Site-49 database. It may not be accessed by any personnel with less than Level 4 clearance. MTF Gamma-5, Red Herrings, are to be dispatched to any location suspected of having been damaged by SCP-4776 attacks. Description: SCP-4776 is a paratechnological weapon satellite, currently in low Earth orbit. SCP-4776 exhibits anti-memetic properties that prevent individuals from sustained knowledge on its exact positional data. SCP-4776 is theorized to be a directed kinetic energy weapon deployed by the United States Department of Defense as part of the Strategic Defense Initiative, a project to form a missile defense system for the continental United States during the Cold War. SCP-4776-1 is a complex thaumaturgic rune used as a focusing measure for SCP-4776 orbital assaults. SCP-4776-1 can be formed from any material or materials, and will, upon completion, result in SCP-4776 arming itself for a bombardment. The process of firing SCP-4776 takes approximately 10 minutes. SCP-4776 will release a targeted beam of photons, which, upon collision with SCP-4776-1, will result in an explosion. Discovery Log. SCP-4776 came to the Foundation's attention during a handoff of classified documents from Matthew Shaw, a defector from GOI 616. Pentagram. Records indicated that SCP-4776 has been created as part of Operations Ares Forge, a concerted effort from the United States government to develop sustainable occult-based weaponry for both Army use and sale to foreign governments. Though Ares Forge was recorded to have produced at least 57 working prototypes of such weaponry, currently, only SCP-4776 has come to Foundation knowledge. The SCP-4776 dossier also references several package drops to Israeli military sites from 1985 to 1986.
From a combination of U.S. Army financial reports and the documents acquired from Matthew Shaw, it is currently believed that the United States government has been or is currently making sales of eigen weapons to the Office for the Reclamation of Islamic Artifacts through the Iranian government. Incident 4776.1. On January 12, 1986, several incidents occurred at Site-49 and have been assigned the collective designation of Incident 4776.1. At 1343, two UH-60 Black Hawk attack helicopters began an approach to Site-49. After confirming their U.S. government provisional veil clearance, they were allowed to land on the tarmac and refuel. Claiming that their fuel tanks were damaged, they departed at 1455. At 1501, senior researcher Matthias stepped into the central courtyard for a smoke break. At 1504, he re-entered the building and logged onto his workstation before downloading several files regarding information on the Foundation Informant Protection Program onto an external drive. While Matthias had sufficient clearance for such an action, he was not assigned to any projects related to the FIPP. At 1513, he checked out of the site and entered his vehicle before departing the parking lot. At 1517, senior researcher Matthias's corpse was discovered in the Site-49 central courtyard, with an unlit cigarette in his mouth and several locks of hair torn from his scalp. Site-49 was placed on lockdown for 3 hours while site security attempted to locate the individual who checked out of the site under Matthias's identity. The individual could not be located. Security footage in the courtyard was obscured by a large oak tree, and Matthias's car was discovered abandoned 2 miles away from the site. Incident 4776.2. On January 14, 1986, 2032, a gas explosion was reported at the home of Ismail Thompson, formerly known as Matthew Shaw. Due to Thompson's connection to the Foundation Informant Protection Program, Foundation agents were dispatched to investigate. The building had been entirely destroyed, and upon prompting, several witnesses reported a shooting star minutes before the explosion. Addendum 4776.1. Email exchange between Pentagram and the Foundation. From T.Campbell at scipnet.scp to r.bishop@dod.gov. Subject January 12th. Date 01/15/1986. Dear Senior Agent Bishop, the Foundation would like to discuss the events of January 12th and January 13th of this year, only a few days ago. Shortly after your team's helicopters departed Site-49, a minor security breach occurred that resulted in a dead employee and information on your organization stolen by an unknown entity. Would the Pentagram happen to know anything about that? Regards, Tyler Campbell, Foundation Diplomatic Committee, Representative. From r.bishop@dod.gov to T.Campbell@scipnet.scp. Subject January 12th. Date 01/15/1986. Representative Campbell, the Department of Defense has no information involving such an event, if it even occurred. Your site security failures are not our concern, and your lax protocols may have resulted in an information breach for us. Consider this a formal message that we do not know how one of your personnel managed to get himself killed and lose information about other organizations. Sincerely, Robert Bishop, Pentagram. From T.Campbell@scipnet.scp to r.bishop@dod.gov. Subject January 12th. Date 01/16/1986. Dear Senior Agent Bishop, that's truly a shame. The Foundation was deeply looking forward to maintaining good relations in the coming years, but it appears that the Pentagram is not so optimistic. In the world behind the veil, many things are binary, including loyalties. If you do not intend to obey the House Accord, the Foundation sees no reason to obey it either. We must look out for our own interests, but we will always have a seat at the negotiation table if you wish to talk. Regards, Tyler Campbell, Foundation Diplomatic Committee, Representative. From r.bishop@dod.gov to T.Campbell at scipnet.scp. Subject: January 12th. Date: 01/17/1986. Representative Campbell, Pentagram is first and foremost loyal to the United States of America and her peoples. If your actions go against our prime directive, we simply cannot coexist. We will defend our homeland with a force that your organization cannot match. But we are not evil. We are not hostile. The Pentagram will not be the bringer of your downfall. Not until you make the decision to antagonize us. I urge you to consider your next actions very carefully. Sincerely, Robert Bishop, Pentagram. Addendum 4776.2. Attached documents. Foundation Diplomatic Committee Statement. Due to the suspicious circumstances surrounding incidents 4776.2 and 4776.3, the Foundation Diplomatic Committee has deemed it necessary to take retaliatory action against the government of the United States of America for its recent actions, which are in direct defiance of the House Accord, Clause 17, Line I. Neither the government of the United States of America nor the SCP Foundation shall take hostile actions against the other. Hostile defined as an action taken without provocation in order to cause significant financial, collateral, or political damage. In line with the Atreus Protocol, the Foundation has provided documents containing sensitive information regarding the United States government to several Middle Eastern publications. The committee remains open to cooperating with the United States government to reach a reasonable conclusion to this matter. Document received by the Foundation Diplomatic Committee on 17 November 1986. In response to the SCP Foundation's leaking of classified government documents to a Middle Eastern news outlet, the Department of Defense is willing to negotiate towards ending this unpleasantry. In the interest of fomenting a healthy working relationship, the United States government offers an opportunity for a peaceful resolution of the issue. The SCPF may decide the location of the diplomatic convention. Signed, Ronald Reagan. Notice from the Foundation Diplomatic Committee. Memorandum from the Office of 05-4. The Office of the Overseers has agreed on a diplomatic summit with the United States Department of Defense at Camp David on January 27, 1987. Excerpt from audio transcript of SCPF-US Diplomatic Summit, January 27, 1987. Audio log. Date, January 27, 1987. Begin log. Campbell. Hello, Mr. Bishop. Bishop. Evening. Campbell. How are you feeling? Bishop. We both know neither of us care. Let's get down to brass tacks, yes? Campbell. If you insist. Campbell and Bishop open their folders. Campbell. Let's see here. It's not looking good for your people, Rob. Pentagram's break-in at Site 49 may have Bishop. There's no proof that was us. Campbell. Do you really want to play this game with us? Bishop. You've got no evidence, Campbell. That break-in could have been anyone. The gung-ho bastards over at the UN? The Ruskies? Maybe even your own little splinter group. Campbell. Okay, fine. Well, someone broke into Site 49 on the same day your team had to make an emergency stop for repairs. And immediately after, one of our researchers was killed, and files on your group's activities were stolen. Bishop. I failed to see how this involves us. Campbell. Well, naturally, we'd have to take retaliatory action against such a group, whomever they may be. Bishop. And what exactly would such retaliatory action entail? Campbell. Something that would cripple their power at the global negotiating table. For example, imagine if the information was revealed that their leader was suffering from a degenerative brain disease. Bishop. That could be twisted a great many... Campbell. That wouldn't be the end of it. Of course, not by a long shot. What if the group's most dangerous enemies were to gain a significant advantage over them? Something like, say, in the form of leaked files demonstrating an extremely powerful destructive artillery weapon that requires nothing more than a man's hand. Bishop. Why would their enemies trust you? Campbell. Well, you know what they say. Campbell idly traces a pattern onto the table with his finger. Bishop notices this and hastily slides his chair back. Campbell. Sharing is caring, comrade. End log. Document received by the Foundation Diplomatic Committee on 27 January 1987. In regards to the summit at Camp David on the 27th of January 1987. In the interest of resolving the dispute aired at the diplomatic summit, the United States government offers to willingly remove Clause 14 and Clause 23 in the House Accord, which limit the SCP Foundation from performing military actions on United States soil. In exchange for this, the SCP Foundation will remove any military assets that may be stationed around Camp David, as well as any weaponry that may have a chance of targeting Camp David from orbit. Signed, Ronald Reagan. Notice from the Foundation Diplomatic Committee, 27th January 1987. Council vote summary. All 13 overseers voted yay on the proposal. Status approved. Proposal accepted. We look forward to resuming a friendly working relationship. This anomaly is not merely a weapon of mass destruction. It is a weapon engineered for deception. An instrument capable of manufacturing catastrophe while ensuring the blame falls squarely upon the United States. In our hands, 4776 represents the perfect catalyst for geopolitical escalation on a global scale. A single deployment could shatter already fractured international relations, provoke retaliation against the United States, and destabilize the fragile balance that maintains global normalcy. Every use of this anomaly would stretch Foundation resources thinner, increases scrutiny on anomalous activity, and weakens the veil of normalcy further. I will be forwarding this file to our Applied Thaumaturgic Ordnance Division, or ATOD, for immediate weaponization feasibility assessment, alongside a request to Delta Command for retrieval and operational clearance. That's all for today, researcher. Dismissed.